What's up, everybody? KWP here, Kevin W. Perry, back again doing another walkthrough for ranked. Um, Skip infill on. Whoops. And turn off battle chatter, turn off announce dialogue. All right, so we're going to do a walkthrough. Karachi is another one of those maps that is available. Is going to be for all three game modes in ranked. Um, So if you don't know, those game modes are search and destroy, control, hardpoint. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of walk through the callouts here, and then at the end of the video, we'll go through some of the spawn, the places to hold spawn. Very similar to Invasion, some of the places where you hold spawn here are not um, very good. They're not 100% reliable. And so, I'll show you where I hold spawn, and which is based on what I've seen other videos do. Um, and the callouts are kind of, there's a lot of places on Karachi that just don't get used for callouts. So, for example, back here, I don't even remember the callout for this. I believe this is back street. But we rarely, you rarely come back here. You spawn here, and then you get the F out of here. It rarely gets used. In fact, what we usually call this is hop up spawn. And why? Right here, because this is hop up. This is wall hop. So wall hop spawn, wall hop alley. That's all this right here. Again, you got wall hop. You can call this wall hop cubby if somebody's here, putting fire down this lane. Wall hop. Good spot, by the way, if you are controlling this point for any kind of reason. This is a good spot to just kind of catch people trying to come over that wall hop. If your person is holding the spawns over at shacks, this is a great place just to put fire down and keep them from coming in. Force them to come over there so your people on the point can hold this. By the way, inside here, this is P2. You can also call this restaurant. It is not cafe, though. Cafe is going to be a different one, which is actually just a store, but other stuff. So this is, yeah, we get it. This says cafe. It'll probably get referred to as cafe, but P2 works a lot easier because it is P2 on hardpoint, and I believe it is B for control. It is, yeah, it is B for control. So then you've got P2 desk. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what we call that there. And sometimes people will be down in here, so you may want to refer to P2 tables on that. P2 cubby is this right here. All right. Wall hop cubby, P2 cubby, P2 back room, P2 back door, P2 back room, side door, P2 side door, and then P2 double doors. You can also say bus stop. Bus stop means that they're around the blue here. P2 back is right there. And then, you can say P2 side or P2 side door. Sometimes back alley just flows better. Anyways, you got the bus here. This is the back of the bus. That's the front of the bus. So bus, back of bus. Your A bomb is right, or your B bomb? One of your bombs is right here. So you've got that. This is red office. This area right here is red office. Not there. This is red office. This whole structure, red, 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 red. So you've got red office there. We've been calling this red lobby. It may get called red vending, but we're calling this red lobby for now. And that could change, but for now it's red lobby right there, front bus. Red arches, or red headies. That's AC up there, top AC, AC alley. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure on this. I'm gonna have to get some opinions here because this may change. I believe this is AC alley. So if you ever hear me saying it, I'm calling this AC alley. I'm calling this church alley right here because we call this church. I know it's not church, but I don't know why this just feels like a church here. So I've been calling it church. We may call it something else. This is definitely ACs. Top AC. You could say bottom AC here, but this is definitely ACs. So there you go. Coming back to red, red arches, red headies, backdoor red, or backdoor red office or lobby in an office, right through here. That is shacks. This is a spawn point. We'll get back to that later. This is shacks. Red ladder is this right here. Sometimes people will be right here. We don't have a name for this. Oops. We don't have a name for this area here. Sometimes people will be there, but not much. You can just say, you know, bottom red ladders. Somebody should be looking there. All right. Red balk, and they're calling this red bedroom right here because it's the only place with a bedroom. But people don't usually stay in here, but they come through here. So if you see somebody, maybe somebody will be like using this to like guard this. You can say red bedroom if you know they're there. This room is red window. It's the only actual window in red. So this room specifically gets a lot of use, red window. And then top red, all of this is top red. And then you've got fires. This is fires. You can say fires balcony. You can't say fires windows. I guess it is another window, but when we say red window, we mean that because this is all fires right here. And if they go down there, that's bottom fires. That is P1 right there. And then we really don't have callouts for this because people just move in. If you're in this area, you either see the opponents or you don't. Red stairs, red double doors. Again, red arches, back red. Bottom fires if they're here for some reason. It doesn't get used much though, to be honest with you. All right, coming back through here, like I said, this is shacks. You may need to reference the back side of shacks. I just realized there are cars here. That's why Cephas was calling this. Toxic was calling this junk for a while, but junk's in another place. So this is back shacks. So if you say shacks, people are going to come in here with a little bit of caution here. You have a starting spawn right here. So this is a spawn point, but people don't really come in here that much. You've got P3, which is right here. This is what we're calling cafe. Now you're probably thinking, oh, mart or shop or deli. Right now we're calling this cafe. It's not a cafe, we get it, but that's what we're calling it right here. Cafe back room. That's this whole area here. It's just a whole thing. So if they say, hey, they're coming around the back, P3 back, they mean they're coming back here. And this is back door, P3 back door, which is right near this spawn. At least the starting spawn right here. This area back here is junk. All of this back here is junk. Actually, a lot of times you spawn all the freaking way back here, not gonna lie. Don't come back here that much. You do see it says front lot, and then there may be like side lot. There you go, side lot. So you could say this is more junk right here. Or you could just say side lot and front lot or whatever. And then cafe alley. A lot of this doesn't get used though, so there's not really a lot of callouts. Like this is just a worthless area. Just this whole area here is worthless. You can't, like, here's the thing. If you're trying to do anything to come into the back of this, you're not going to get there. You may as well just approach from a different way. That's bricks. Right up there is bricks. We don't really reference this much. This is grass. P3 grass, cafe grass, and then arches don't really get mentioned much. Again, that's P1. This is P1 heady. They're calling this P1 bricks, even though these are giant slabs of cement, but hey, people know what it is. P1 bricks, we'll get to that in a second, or in a bit. We're going to keep rolling through here. Back here is market. Market alley, market stairs up here. Don't really, oh, bikes, they're calling this bikes. I would probably call this market secret, but maybe this would be market secret. But we haven't really had a call because usually it's just they're coming from market and then you can put cover fire here. It's really difficult to get to there if someone's shooting down here and they're accurate. But let's head up here real quick. So again, market stairs right here, or market inner stairs because there's another set of stairs. This is broken. Up here is broken. Don't really have a reference for one or the other, just say broken. And this is top bricks. So top bricks right here. And then top broken or just broken. And then up here is cube. This is cube up here. This whole area is cube. Um, and then you've got trips because there's 3 ACs. So this is trips. That's trips ladder. P1 again. Trips ladder. That is B-bomb right there. And then back here is market. This is market. You could say green for market, but this whole area is market. This is market building. So top market building stairs. Like I said, there's another set of stairs here. If you say market stairs, mostly there. Some of these callouts, I mean, a lot of these callouts just don't even get used, honestly, because people don't come through those areas a lot. But this is top market building. You can call this bridge, market bridge, for this area right here, or market archway, B-bomb arch, something like that. This is B-bomb broken, or busted. B-bomb busted. And this one does get used a lot. See how that's a clock? This is a clock. So you got clock. Really don't have a reference too much to it. It's just clock. But, you know, you probably want to call out. And then backstairs, clock backstairs. Or clock stairs is right here. Clock stairs, clock backstairs, B-bomb. I don't know if we have a call out for this. I'd say B-bomb hidden, B-bomb heady. That's probably going to get one because a lot of people plant the bomb and then wait here to see if you come to try and defuse it or if you go up there to first. No callouts really for this. Trips alley, because remember that's trips. So trips alley is right through here. Deli, this is what we're calling deli in here. So for whatever reason, this is deli, but we're calling this deli. And we are calling this church. And this is top church up here. Top church, church bedroom. Nothing really here. You could call this church balcony. Church balcony up here. Sandbags. Doesn't really get used much. White truck, obviously. This is satellite. I keep calling it antennas, but it's supposed to be called satellite. So top satellite. Now here's something here about this. A lot of people, well, you see most of these people come through here, but you got to be aware that some people will come over here and do this. Really no call outs for this area. Nobody goes back in here. Sometimes people like come back here to, you know, like chicken out, but I don't think you're going to see that much in ranked. I did see someone was calling this useless. You could call this back graffiti, but there's really no real call outs for this. We just don't use it. You say just white truck, side white truck. He's, you know, hiding, whatever. This doesn't have a call out as of yet. I don't think this goes anywhere. Oh yeah, and then this leads into, you know, this back area here. Again, I'm calling this just back street. You know, like the back street boys, but really there's just nothing. This does not get a lot of attention in these game modes. You'll run through this, but there's really not a lot of combat. It's really no callouts here. You could call it green. I think that's what people are calling it. Doesn't get a lot of combat because usually if you're here, you're passing through. No one's like trying to do anything, hold angles at this spot. Really, it's just a pass through. Satellite ladder is right here. And then again, I'm calling this AC Alley, but I know Toxic calls this AC Alley, so that may change. You may see me do an updated video. And then AC Balcony is this one here. And then, give me a sec. Oh yeah. And then there's also this right here. You got corner, broken corner, side corner, and for that. So I believe that covers all of the locations. I feel like I walked past one. Did I get everything? We don't really have a call out for this. You could say pillars or bricks, but you know, their spawn usually, or our spawn, whoever spawned there. Speaking of spawns, let's talk about spawns. So let's go to P1. P1, just like Invasion, is pretty centrally located. This whole area right here is P1. A lot of attacks come from trips, and a lot of attacks come from fires, and a lot of attacks come from Church Alley or Red Alley. Red Alley probably get used more than Church Alley, to be honest with you. But I think Church Alley works. But A lot of techs over there, and if they spawned over here, then a lot of techs come from here. You've got P1 Heady right there. So this is P1 because it's centrally located. There's not really much to get to P1 that you need to do, so you need to start thinking about P2 when you're trying to get your spawns. Now P2 is way back over here at Restaurant, or as it's called, Cafe. That's your P2 inside there, so you really need to start thinking about that. And what I mentioned before is if you can get them to spawn on the back street, then you've got lanes and the wall heady, and it's really difficult to come in and break a hold on P2. So you want to be holding these spawns for your team. Shacks is supposed to be a spot that you can hold so people will spawn right here. But I admittedly have been having trouble getting people to spawn here. Usually they're spawning there, or if we're lucky there, they're spawning in the original spawns back in this area, but they at least still get to come through here. And if you're holding shacks, hopefully no one's here doing much. You can come out of that for this lane right here, but it's really difficult. Your best holding position, you know, obviously you've got your person that sits on P1, on P2. They're gonna, you know, use this. They're gonna be checking this, and then you should have somebody who's here on heady. You could, you know, be trying this, but you expose yourself too much. Whereas right here, you can come back and forth. Even if you kill somebody, if you're moving, they're less likely to just get a quick shot off on you. You'll see them. Most of the time, you'll see them first. Other avenues of attacks is coming straight from AC, AC alley, red alley. Not as much, but it could happen if you're holding it pretty well. Those are your real angles. So your person there holding down that, and then you've got your spawn anchor for P2 should be here and should be able to hold pretty much here, and anything coming through here if you're moving around and keeping that in check. And then your fourth person can just kind of move around in here and just make sure nobody slips through. You know, be going up those stairs and just keeping this area clear. Once you get to your 30 seconds, you need to go to P3. P3 is what we've been calling Cafe, right here. So we've been currently holding this area for P3, and I'm honestly I'm starting to rethink that because I feel like it's easier to hold this lane. So my recommendation is you hold shacks, because shacks, if you die, you know, you've got here, they've only got that. You can be putting down covering fire. If you spawn in shacks, you know, you've got more angles. They have to come through there if they're spawning back market. And I actually earlier today, I saw we had a match where somebody just sat here and just popped them as soon as they showed up. So I feel like market's not the move here. Your spawn is there, but if you feel like it's better off, then you can come back in here. You can hold anywhere the market works. Your team will start spawning here. Some will start spawn by B-bomb, which is really weird. But you can hold this area here. You can even come up in here and be providing cover fire there, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I like that better for the spawns. And then, so once you need to think about it, P3 to P4. P4 is at church, and that's another one where it gets really weird. The spawns aren't as vital. In fact, what I've been doing to hold spawns is I've been coming back here into deli and just protecting the backside of deli. If you've got somebody here and you've got someone protecting the top, then your team is going to be spawning where they can get back to deli pretty quick. But to be honest with you, the P4 spawn, I'm just not 100% sure what the best spawn is for that. As long as you've got this back area on lock, though, it should be forcing the rest of the team to spawn out this way. Whatever you do, you don't want to be trying to spawn in here. You want the other team to be spawning street. You want the other team to be spawning shacks. You know, you want the other team to be spawning out here. So your move is to come back here and hold this area down and then keep it on lock so that your team can spawn here and they don't get into the back through the deli to come in and fuck up your people here. If they're spawning there, then it gives whoever's here an opportunity to just pop out, shoot, run up, close the door, pop out, shoot. This isn't really a great point, but that's your best strategy there. And then again, if you have one of your killers up here, one of your slayers up here, they can be helping to watch this, you know, putting down cover fire on before people get to the deli. And they can also be making sure nobody comes down from the top, putting cover fire up here in case they spawn shacks and try and come this way. So that's P4. I'm sorry, that is P3. Wait, P1, P2, P3, P4. Yeah, that is P4. And then P5 is pretty much the same situation as P2. This is your P5 right here. And so that's the other thing. Instead of calling it lobby, you can call it P5. But you can see if you're holding shacks for this, you definitely want to hold shacks for this. So a lot of this map is controlling this portion of the map, this portion right here, because you got P2, P5, P2, P5, P3, and not really as much P4 because you don't want to be spawning out here for P4. You want to be spawning back there. So, and then P1, it doesn't really hurt to come through here. The only issue is that, you know, AC will be kind of grabbing your people, so you got to find an alternate route to go in there and provide support to P1. But shacks is really crucial. Like, this is kind of your main spawn that you want to hold right here for hardpoint. Now, speaking of spawns, talk about control a little bit here. Your points for control is P2 and P1. P1 and P2. So your control here and then P1 there in the middle. So obviously if you spawn on certain sides, you know, then you're going to keep spawning there. For control, you pretty much always spawn back in this area. There's really not a left and right spawns. But if you guys have taken A and you're pushing B, you really want to have someone who pushes up here and maintains control of this area so that your team will spawn closer to B, especially if the game actually gives it to you. But more than likely, you're going to want to try and make a full push with your team in that situation. On the flip side, if you're spawning over here, you definitely want to be trying to get up out of the street because you've got a long run to A. You know, if you come this way, you still got around some corners. You know, if you come this way or if you go over the top, it's a lot of distance you got to cover to try and get to A. So when you're spawning on this side, you want to try and push up, honestly, all the way up into here. If you're trying to put some pressure on A, you want to have somebody who's locking in these spawns that are all the way up here so that your team isn't having to have such a long run. For B, it's not so bad, but the only issue for B is the B hop up. So if they've got B, or you're trying to control B, I forget if this is the attackers or defenders, but they can just isolate you right here. So again, if you're holding this street right here, yeah, you're closer, but that's a hop up, and that is not easy to get through, and your alternatives is to come here and get nailed as well. So for control, if you're coming from this side, you really want to be pushing up here. You want to move your spawns to this side, regardless of the point, because it gives you more avenues of attack. Obviously, because you can attack here, but then once A is dealt with, or, you know, if you're defending, you can defend, and then you can actually push up here. And speaking of, having somebody up here in red for control, because you can put pressure both on A and you can put pressure on B. So that for control, that's kind of your strategy, getting control of red building and getting control of shacks. Control of red and control of shacks for everything but search and destroy is really going to be your move. And even, you know what, speaking of search and destroy, you've got one bomb who's back here in the bus. Again, getting control of red helps you to have that. Your other bomb is back here at A. No. Your A bomb is behind the bus. I'm sorry. Your A bomb is behind the bus. Your B bomb is right here. So not so much as important to control shacks in red for if you're going to push the B bomb. But, you know, to get control of A, having control of red really helps out. And then, you know, B is just kind of a different thing over there. Anyway, that's it for this walkthrough and these callouts. Again, like always, if you've seen other people do things, if you've seen Call of Duty League players make specific callouts that you think are helpful, if there is specifics about spawn points, that would be very helpful. Go ahead and put a comment down in the bottom. And thanks for watching. Got 2 more of these that'll be doing, and hopefully this will be helpful to you as the starter ranked comes. And then, like I said, as ranked is going and as things become more normalized and become more, use a word, overuse a word that's being used to become more meta, I'll put out an updated video about the changes and what is becoming more normalized. All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you on